Hey guys, it's been the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin. Thanks for joining me today. You can always find us online at oldpueblocoin.com. That's us. We also have a brick and mortar store in Tucson, Arizona. Thanks for joining us. Also, TucsonCoinshow.com for our coin show that we put on in January. And today I have kind of just a modern box opening from NGC. Not just any modern box. We're actually, the engineer was at it again, and we'll talk a little bit about some of the coins we're going to see here. Things that you can pick out of change and pick out of mint sets, proof sets, special mint sets, help you with your cherry picking in general. This is a Wisconsin high leaf. That little leaf there that is all the way to the left below the main leaf, that is the high leaf, MS64, Wisconsin. These coins were found in Tucson by Bob Ford, one of our customers. We were the first ones he showed them to, and we actually ended up announcing them to the world. It was a crazy time. That's another video in and of itself. It was a crazy time indeed in Tucson. MS65 on that high leaf. These actually, I still have people that'll find them and change once in a while. And on this guy, your MS64 is about 150 bucks. Your MS65 is probably about $190 on that guy. The high leaf is the more rare one, and as long as we're going down that route, let's just keep getting grades better and better. This one came back as 66, and believe it or not, in my opinion, you can really kind of tell a difference in quality of the overall coin from a 4 to a 5 to a 6 as far as the overall number of contact marks. Generally speaking, on modern coins, you know, it's the same with all coins. It's those contact marks, but you can actually tell on modern coins quite a bit, and people don't realize that. But when you get used to looking at a lot of them, you can start to pick out the difference between a common and less than common. So that's about a $280 coin on the MS66. Then you have the low leaf. So the low leaf, now you see to the left of the corn stalk, you see how different that leaf is? That's the big leaf hanging out. Those ones much easier to see on that guy. Well, see this one. This one has a lot of contact all over the face. That one's an MS62. That is a coin that is probably just about a $100 coin, and then you get one that's a lot more clean looking, not as problematic. You get the low leaf there on the side. Very nice original looking piece all around. And that is something that's going to be about $160 on that. Oh, we can pair sets up though. Look at this. And I got a low leaf here that came back 66. That's a neat looking coin too. So that's actually about $245 on that. So sometimes people will sell them individually. Sometimes they'll pair them up, high leaf, low leaf. We'll probably sell them individually because maybe you already have a high leaf. Maybe you don't need a low leaf. And just for good measure, we had one more low leaf that also came back 66. We're not going to worry too much about that because I want to get on to the topic du jour. So looks like the engineer's been busy breaking up special mint sets. So those sets made from 65 through 67, they didn't make proof sets, they made special mint sets. They had coins with a high satin finish to them. Only the very first coins came out with a proof finish or proof-like finish. And the quality is all over the place on these, and so it looks like we're trying to pick up some really high grade pieces. And you know, I don't generally recommend that people buy raw coins to get them certified because the cost, and it doesn't really usually pay out. But on the other hand, I do know a lot of you guys like to cherry pick. In an area you may have not considered cherry picking is the mid-century modern stuff from the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Even in the 70s, I guess that gets us past mid-century modern, really. But because the 70s were like yesterday, guys. So this particular coin, 1966, from a special mint set, MS68 red. So this is roughly a $100 coin in that grade. That's kind of the grade that we needed to come back. You're looking for something with an incredible satin finish that has no contact marks on it. I actually know a guy, his whole business model is he takes coins mostly from proof sets from the 50s, 60s, and 70s and gets them certified. That's his entire program. And he gets stuff like this and he takes the coins that he knows he can use and gets them graded. Very hard to do though, very hard to get coins back in high grade. And we see a lot of SMS, special mint sets, SMS. And so that's one of the reasons why you can look at a coin and start to understand when you have something that has a different look to it. You know, a coin that has the look, as sometimes we say. So I don't know if this was from the same set as the other one. It also a 1966 special mint set on the dime. Also MS68. But believe it or not, this is a coin that needs to come back 69 to be worth it. The copper is harder to get in 68. The dime a little easier to get in 68. So that is actually a cheaper coin. It's probably 20 bucks. But the 9, I'm not sure what the jump is to the 9, but I'm sure it's going to be over $100 on a coin like that. Getting into the quarters, this is where it got a little bit interesting. So one of the things that you want to try to do is find that cameo look to it, that proof-like finish. And so it's intriguing whether or not they will actually put a cameo designation on a coin or a proof-like designation on a coin, or sometimes they'll use a star for a coin. So this particular 1965 actually has very much a proof look to it. And so when a coin looks like a proof coin, you're probably going to get something on it, whether it's a PL designation, a cameo, or a star. This one came back as 67 cameo. And this is probably close to a $300 coin. Now, mind you, I don't want to know how many proof sets, how many special mint sets he went through to find that coin and pull it out. But that one definitely paid off on that guy. Next up, we got another quarter. This one here also has very much so, to me, a similar look to it. So this is where it gets kind of interesting for me, because, you know, we get to compare these two coins that came back very different grades and start to see why. If you just saw this coin, you would call it something like a proof-like, or maybe even cameo. 68 MSS. I mean, you know, this is, oh man, my notes are kind of scattered here. This is, I think, not that expensive, like a $50 coin or something like that, unless I'm looking at the wrong line here. So, but the thing to look at, though, is that cameo concept. And you can really see it when you're flat on here, how the one on the left has that kind of pop to it. Okay, now I want to show you something else we'll do with lighting. Now the one on the left looks like a cameo too, right? So you got to be careful with your lighting, but also your angles. So you kind of really have to try to get coins at a very similar lighting and angle to start to tell the difference. But I would love for them to put PL on a coin like this 67. I don't know why they don't. And so this one here definitely has less of a cameo appearance than the other two did. This one also, interestingly enough, has like a little bit of a rim flaw right at 1 o'clock. That is actually built into the rim on this coin. That is how it came out of the set. Hard to tell on those. That kind of granular look inside of there versus having like a sharp look like a cut would have if it was something that's like dug out, stuck in a vending machine or something. So this one makes more sense as a 68. There's definitely a big quality difference in cameo appearance between these two coins. I would much rather see that coin, once again, that first coin, get that PL label to it. Okay. Now, oh, I'm laughing at the engineer's notes here, because he also says that this coin should be at least a cameo or a star. I would tend to agree with that. And here we've got one more 67 that came back a 68. And pretty cool coin. Still worthwhile. I mean, in 68, I mean, if you look at the overall cost of getting them certified versus what they are, is because special mint sets will be $7, $8, $9, $10 lots of times, just kind of depending. Now we get into the big boys here. We get into these half dollars. You know, the Kennedy half dollars is a much more collected coin than, well, obviously, than like that Roosevelt was. Roosevelt's not as collected. Washington quarters, usually I think of Washington quarter collectors as people collecting coins that are only the silver ones. Kennedy collectors seem to really collect all generations of Kennedys. So this one came back as 67. Nice flashy coin. That is not that expensive, relatively speaking. That's a $30 coin. Still paid off to get it sent in though, overall. So next up, we start to see a coin that definitely has a proof look to it. I mean, if this looks just like a coin that you would see from a proof set. By the way, 1964 proof coins oftentimes don't have this nice of a look. And then once you get after the special mint sets into the late 60s, 68, 69, some of those sets do not have a proof look on some of their coins. So some of the coins that were struck later in the series don't have that look to them. All right, this one is a 67 with the cameo. So that's good. That's about a $70 coin on that guy. So you can see all the different combinations you can run into here, because now you've got a coin moving up, another one with a cameo look to it. I'm intrigued here. I got to get these coins right. Maybe the 67 cameo was not as expensive. But, pardon me, 1968. The year changed. So from one year to the next, there's a big change. So like I was saying, the special mint sets, your special mint set 65, 6, and 7 to get cameos is really, really tough. That's why that's more expensive. 68, this is actually a proof coin. I switched to another decade, another era here. We went back to the proof coins. This one looks like a proof, Ben, because it is a proof. Congratulations. Welcome to the show. This is not that expensive in a 68 cameo. What you're looking for is either a 9 or a deep cameo on a coin like that. That's probably about a $25 coin. So, but especially like I said, that 68, 69, 70, those coins are actually hard to get cameos on. This coin is fun. This coin's actually kind of epic for a modern coin. Has that look of a solid cameo all the way around. The reverse, not quite there. But this one is a proof 69 star. So that's kind of a cool coin. Also not super expensive. I think that's less than $100 on that guy for a coin that is near perfect, has the star, kind of a fun designation. And last but not least, we get into 1970. Once again, we're looking for cameos or stars. And this one here, we get the magical proof 69, no cameo, no star. Womp womp. So big swing and a miss on that guy. You know, probably a $25 type coin, but the type of thing that if you need a nice 1970s, here it is, and we did all the work for you. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I've been the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.